horse greeting gesture is probably the most important gesture we need to use every day. Here I'm asking Boots to stay out of my personal space bubble. I've claimed that pile of hay, and for some reason she thinks it's much nicer than her pile of hay. What I'm doing in this clip is just demonstrating some of the ways we can use gesture, whether we have the horse on a halter and lead or whether the horse is at liberty. It doesn't really matter. If the halter and lead is on, we don't actually have to use it. She's still deciding what she's going to do, and I'm using my body extensions to just enlarge my personal bubble to make myself as long as another horse would be long, and just saying, no, this is my hay. You go off and find your own pile, which she eventually does. I'm still using my swishes here. This time I'm giving her direction from behind. So it's a strong gesture. Small gestures like this little head drop when I drop my head, and sort of a medium type gesture to walk forward with me, and then when I put my hand up and move back, that he walks back with me. The same thing, but this time I'm using my body orientation as well. So I have a hand gesture, body orientation, and another hand gesture. Here I've got my body orientation, and I'm asking for a 4/4 yield, and I've got my body extension just to amplify my gesture. It's sort of carrying your safety with you when you're starting out with a new horse. And eventually the horse understands the gesture itself without the amplification of the body extension, which is what we're heading for, especially with horse agility, that we use gestures, body language, and a hand signal for the back up. That can be used with or without the horse on a lead. The hand and rope gesture to walk on. Same gesture if the horse is not on a lead. And then we can use a body extension to clarify backing up, if that's what the horse needs in his stage of training. And some static gestures, which are my signals for targeting body parts. So rather than a moving gesture, it's a static or still gesture, which the horse comes to understand. Boots is an aloof type horse that doesn't like to be touched very much, so getting her to actually allow me to do this was quite a big thing for us. You'll miss this if you blink, so I'll show it again. I just bend my knee and come back up for the transition signal. Here I use a similar signal, including a whoa for the walk-halt transition, and a halt-trot transition, the whoa plus the body language. Horses are great at reading context. Here I'm using a hand gesture signal to come forward, please. I'm trying not to put any signal down the rope, and just having her respond to my hand and my body leaning backwards a little bit to ask her to come forward. And eventually she manages to keep herself up there and earns her click and treat. Here I'm using whole body language amplified with my body extensions for the back up. I'm doing a little bit of dancing to make sure that Smokey gets the message, and he does, for a click and a treat. There's a body and a hand gesture for walk on.